The movie begins with some kung fu master named Zhu Yuan dragging a new kid, Qin Bo, to the Shaolin temple like it's the first day of summer camp nobody wanted to attend. He dumps the kid on another student. Jun Bao instructs him to show him around, before piecing out to do whatever mysterious master stuff involves. Jun Bao, bless his heart, tries to pull the "I'm your senior" card on Qin Bo. Problem is, Qin Bo's got like 6 inches and probably 3 years on him, so naturally Qin Bo's like, yeah, no one flips the hierarchy faster than you can say. Awkward power dynamics. Great start, guys. Next thing you know, these two are stuck with janitor duty. Qin Bo's peeking through doors going, I could totally do that better. Which, sure buddy, we've all been there. Then some senior student shows up to flex his authority by basically saying, I'm older so I can beat you up whenever I want. Our dynamic duo decides to snitch to Master Zhu Yuan, except they find him meditating under the sun like he's trying to achieve enlightenment through heat stroke. Jun Bao, being a decent human being, tries to give the guy some shade with a plant, but nope, Zhu Yuan hits him with the "everything has a life" lecture. Sure, master, let the plant live while you slowly cook your brain. The boys ask to learn kung fu for self-defense, which is reasonable. Master agrees but tells them to only use it to help others, then asks to be left alone so he can finish getting a 3rd-degree burn on his dong. Because apparently meditation involves torturing your own. Yeah, let's move on. So what do our protagonists do with their newfound martial arts wisdom? Immediately use it for revenge, obviously. They wrap up their bully in a cloth, real mature guys. Predictably, they get caught because the kid can still see and hear, shocking absolutely no one. Their punishment? Kneeling in the sun all day without food, because the solution to violence is apparently more sun-related torture. Dong burns abound. Indeed, though at this point we're all wondering if this temple has some weird solar fetish going on. Master Zhu Yuan shows up to scold them publicly, but sneaks them food on the down low because even he knows this punishment is ridiculous. Then they get assigned to clean the Luohan Hall. Ancient warrior training like weaponizing cleaning supplies. Time skip. The boys grow up to be best friends, probably bonded by shared trauma and questionable teaching methods. Their training involves breaking stone piles with their plus headstands and iron palm techniques. Finally, exam time arrives. The headmaster announces only the top 4 students get to advance to Damer Hall for the good martial arts. Because nothing motivates students like artificial scarcity and crushing most people's dreams. First round, Qin Bo versus some other kid. Qin Bo wins easily, which should be great news, except he gets disqualified for being too aggressive. So let me get this straight, they teach these kids to fight, then punish them for fighting too well. This place makes about as much sense as a chocolate teapot. Qin Bo, predictably, doesn't take this well and decides the appropriate response is to publicly insult the headmaster. The headmaster's like, oh, you want to fight? Let's fight. Jun Bao tries to play peacekeeper and jumps in, only to get yeeted across the room like a rag doll. Mid-fight, the headmaster notices Qin Bo's using Buddhist palm techniques, which apparently is a big deal. So he calls for backup in the form of something called the Luohan pole. Now it's 2 kids versus an entire monastery of students, which seems totally fair and not at all like institutional bullying. Somehow our heroes manage to hold their own. Master Zhu Yuan finally shows up fashionably late to break up this mess, letting his students escape. The headmaster's now big mad at the master for picking sides. Later, the boys go to apologize, but Zhu Yuan drops the bombshell that he can't be their teacher anymore and they're basically expelled. He's not worried about Jun Bao, but thinks Qin Bo needs help with his anger issues, so he gives him a book to find inner peace. It's called Playboy. I'm not sure that's what inner peace means. Master, but you do you. So now our heroes are homeless and wandering the streets like a medieval buddy cop movie nobody asked for. They're starving because apparently kung fu training doesn't include how to make money or basic life skills. Then they witness some thugs shaking down an old shop owner for protection money. The old man can't pay because he's broke, but the thugs don't care and start beating him up anyway. Enter Miss Lee, who swoops in like some sort of Robin Hood with better hair. She pickpockets the money and returns it to the old guy, which is either heroic or just creates more problems depending on how you look at it. The thugs notice their money's gone and decide the appropriate response is gang violence. Miss Lee turns out to have decent fighting skills and takes down a few guys, but basic math catches up when she gets outnumbered. Our protagonists finally decide to help instead of just standing there like background NPCs. They jump in with their fancy kung fu moves. When reinforcements show up, the trio decides discretion is the better part of valor and runs away. They disguise themselves with fake wigs and different clothes. While walking through town, everyone suddenly clears the street for Governor Lu Jin's procession. Kinbo sees all the wealth and power and goes, "I want that," because his character development is apparently moving in the wrong direction. Miss Lee warns him the governor's basically evil incarnate and has killed tons of people. But hey, at least he's rich, right? Priorities. She takes the boys to a restaurant for a meal, where they're entertained by a woman named Siyu Lin playing music. Turns out Siyu Lin's been searching for her missing husband for days, supporting herself by playing the Sangxian. I don't know what that is. Meanwhile, Chinbo's making googly eyes at Miss Lee, like a teenager with his first crush. Then Lu Jin's sister walks in with her new boyfriend, who, surprise surprise, is Siyu Lin's missing husband. Till Death Do Us Part got edited to Till Better Financial Opportunities Do Us Part. Siyu Lin understandably loses her mind and starts a restaurant brawl with the governor's sister. After a lengthy fight where she's actually winning, her own husband, eager to keep his sugar mama happy, clocks her in the head with a stool. What a gem of a human being. Junbao finally decides to be useful and helps them escape. The gang ends up at a hotel for the night where Junbao and Chinbo spot some rebels who've stolen 300 taels of gold from Lu Jin, because apparently grand theft is just casual evening entertainment now. Next day, our heroes come up with the most ridiculous money scheme ever. Let people punch them for a cent with a 3-cent refund if they cry out in pain. It's like a medieval jackass stunt. Some guy and his kids show up with over 100 cents ready to beat the crap out of them. Our heroes endure the beatings without flinching. Their pain tolerance training at the temple actually paid off for something. Then the governor's second in command rolls up demanding taxes on their street-beating business because even medieval governments will find a way to tax anything. Jinbao objects, but when threatened, Chinbo hands over the money and proceeds to make a complete fool of himself to impress the commander. Shockingly, acting like a clown actually works, and the commander invites Chinbo to join Lu Jin's royal unit recruitment drive. Chinbo's all in, but Junbao has the sense to decline, leading to the separation of our formerly inseparable duo. Junbao moves in with Miss Lee, Siyu Lin, and some rebels at the restaurant, living his best anti-establishment life. Then Lu Jin's tax collectors show up demanding even more illegal taxes because greed knows no bounds. The rebels refuse to pay. A fight breaks out. And Junbao's group actually wins for once. One guy escapes to tattle, so Junbao tries to chase him on horseback despite having zero riding experience, because nothing says master pursuit like falling off your horse every 5 seconds. Enter Chinbo, now a royal soldier, who kills the escaping guy and saves the day. The former best friends have an awkward reunion where they catch up on their completely opposite life choices. Chinbo warns Junbao to stay away from the rebels because they're trouble. Cut to some military competition where the winner gets promoted to general. One talented guy's dominating everyone until Chinbo steps up and proceeds to wreck the entire barracks. He wins so hard he gets disqualified for being too good, which is apparently a recurring theme in his life. Next day, Chinbo shows up with bad news. Lu Jin knows about the killings and is sending troops. The rebels pack up and flee, but the restaurant owner gets caught and murdered. The gang decides their best option is to assassinate Lu Jin. Nothing could go wrong with that plan. Qinbo helpfully points out that most soldiers will be away for training, making it the perfect opportunity. Except Qinbo's been playing the long con and sets up his own friends and former best buddy in a trap. Loyalty to corrupt authority figures apparently trumps decades of friendship. The rebels get surrounded and slaughtered while Qinbo takes Miss Lai to his private quarters. Jun Bao somehow escapes with 3 other rebels. Protagonist armor is still holding strong. Lu Jin's so impressed with Qinbo's betrayal that he promotes him to embroidered uniformed guard lieutenant. Lu Jin then orders Qinbo to either recruit Jun Bao or kill him. Later, Qinbo tries to assault Miss Lai. His character development has officially hit rock bottom. Lu Jin walks in and gives him the "Don't let women distract you from your career" speech, which is probably the most reasonable advice anyone's given in this entire story. To prove his dedication, Qinbo murders Miss Lai. Oh, and Siu Lin's been captured too, because why not pile on more tragedy? This story's darker than a Tim Burton fever dream. Jun Bao shows up to rescue her, and Qinbo tries one last time to recruit his former bestie with promises of wealth and power. Jun Bao's like, "Thanks but no thanks," and tells Qinbo exactly how disappointed he is in his life choices. Cue the inevitable former friends turned enemies. Jun Bao eventually gains the upper hand and frees Siu Lin, though he gets injured in the process. Back at the safe house, Siu Lin plays nurse while Jun Bao's injury is apparently so bad it's affecting his mental state. She dedicates herself to his care. Meanwhile, Qinbo's running military drills with the threat of immediate execution for non-compliance. Nothing motivates soldiers like the constant fear of death. He's also busy collecting tax reports and rebel intel, living his best corrupt government official life. Jun Bao suddenly remembers his master's parting gift and starts reading that Uner Peace book. In the book, he learns about some swirling ball concept that can deflect objects while staying stable. Yeah, he does, like they're as confused as we are about this metaphysical physics lesson. He also discovers that, even in stillness, there are underlying movements, which sounds like fortune cookie wisdom but apparently inspires him to invent Tai Chi. While Jun Bao is having a spiritual awakening, Qinbo's out here interrogating villagers and murdering anyone who won't snitch on his former friend. Fed up with all this tyranny, Jun Bao and Siu Lin decide to take the fight directly to Lu Jin. They ambush his convoy on the street like medieval vigilantes. Siu Lin fights the emperor while Jun Bao takes on the sister and her bodyguards. After an intense battle that showcases exceptional martial skills, the good guys win. They take Lu Jin hostage and march to the army camp for the final showdown. The soldiers back off when our heroes put swords to their boss's neck. Qinbo shows up for some trash talk in the ultimate boss fight, still thinking he's the superior fighter. Except Jun Bao's now using his new Tai Chi style, deflecting attacks with slow, graceful movements. As Qinbo's getting his ass handed to him, he orders his soldiers to attack, but Lu Jin tells them to stand down, which pisses off Qinbo so much that he murders his own boss to gain control of the troops. Plot twist: the soldiers refuse to follow the guy who just betrayed their leader. Shocking, I know. Who could have predicted that murder wouldn't be a great leadership strategy? With nowhere left to run, Qinbo begs for mercy. Jun Bao decides against it and finishes him off. This friendship really is dead. In the end, Jun Bao and Siu Lin part ways, because why would anyone get a happy ending in this story? And he returns Qinbo's ashes to the Shaolin temple. Then he starts his own Tai Chi school in the mountains, presumably to teach other people how to turn meditation into a martial art. And that's the thrilling tale of how two temple boys became mortal enemies. If you enjoyed watching me suffer through this plot summary, smash that like button and subscribe for more "What the hell did I just watch" content. And ring that notification bell, but only if you enjoy having your day randomly interrupted by my existential crisis disguised as movie reviews. Comment below with the most confusing movie you've ever seen, bonus points if it involves martial arts or characters making decisions that would embarrass a goldfish. I'll probably watch it and immediately regret asking.